Okay, so we're gonna show you what my amiguis aquí
Yeah,
creó.
I don't think unless you've been to my apartment, you haven't seen it. But this is it.
Look at that. If you can
Dude,
guess,
it was the first painting I ever did, and it was actually my friend. But you know, I used to love this lady. Not anymore. But it's still, I kept it because it was the first. You know, maybe can she stay back here?
she hang out.
Can she hang out with us?
Yeah, on the top right there.
Let's see. No.
Right here in the middle.
No. She just needed an appearance. But so my friend, one time my friend did like a painting, like a paint and sip type of thing for her birthday.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any guidance or anything. It was just like a freestyle type of thing, and that's what I did.
My friend got skills.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I'm like, oh, damn, bitch, you got skills. Like I said, I'm very talented. Like, very talented. I just don't apply myself. But yeah, watch out because I'm applying myself to all these things.
Get ready.
Not only the things that I wanted to do, but also exploring things that I never saw myself doing, like playing sports. Remember, I told you about that too.
Right.
So I want to do it all. And it is to stay busy, but in a different form.
Right.
Because when you struggle with depression and being in the places that I've been in the past before, like severe depression, and something else that we also wanted to mention down the line is that September is Suicide Awareness Prevention Month, and so when you have gotten to that point, I don't think that those feelings or those that in you ever really goes away.
Right.
It's like it could keep coming back. Once you turn that light on inside, it could keep coming back.
Yeah.
And the smallest thing can set you off, right?
Yeah.
So for me right now, it's like I want to stay busy doing the things that I love. You know, I want to stay busy living life, because if you're not staying busy living life, if you're not thinking, that's why I also try to make plans. I try, like, we've been very busy, right? It's been hard trying to get ourselves together to like record, to edit, to do all these things because we're very busy. But to me, it's like, I want to be busy living life, and I want to focus on living life rather than sit at home and think about all the things that are not working, all the things that are not happening, all the things around me that I cannot control that can eventually set me back into a depressive episode, because honestly, I don't know if I would make it past it, you know?
Right.
And that's just being honest. Like, anybody can say like, yes, you got it. Yeah. And I could tell myself, yeah, but unless you have had suicidal ideology, it's a different ballgame.
Right.
You know, it is a different ballgame.
Yeah.
You know, so we wanted to mention that as well, because there's if it's either yourself or someone that you know, having those thoughts does not make you weak. It's just something that it's a challenge that comes with mental health. Fortunately, there's so much help, like so many resources. And also for me, it's been my family and friends, because it's like, all these people are rooting for me, so how can I not root for myself? You know,
on those people that love you. And I know I've heard, like, when you're very depressed, you feel like the world is against you and you don't have anyone, even though you have your friends and family. So if you're that friend or family member, check in on your people.
Yeah.
Ask them, how are you? Like, I remember, because she's always been very open, I would be like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And this is how we started to reconnect,
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, obviously, we live in really unreal times at the moment. So many things have happened, especially if you live in the U.S. and, certain things. Like,
sorry to interrupt you, but I saw this meme that is like, America feels like when Scar took over the Pride Lands, the Lion King.
Oh my God.
Sí o no?
Okay, yeah, a little. So Scar has been taking over the U.S.
Scar took over the Pride Lands, and it's dark times in here.
Yeah, it has, and it's been very hard. And I've gone out with other friends, and they've expressed the same feelings as you have, because they're in the same position as you. So if you have friends and you know about their situation, ask them. A quick text, dude. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Remind them you're not alone, because if you've had a family member or a friend who has followed through with suicide, it's real. It is
Yeah.
real. People, mental health, don't ever let anyone tell you mental health isn't real, okay? And don't let anyone ever tell you that whatever you're thinking, whatever you're going through is not real and they're not validating you, because there are people out there that don't believe in it, but look at their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at your source. Always check your source. So we do take a moment to acknowledge this because it is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about healing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the other side right now, you know,
Right,
but
she is.
I'm very mindful that, and I don't see it happening, but we don't know. For me, being in that place was so unreal. Like, it was unreal. Like, I look at myself in the mirror and I didn't even recognize myself. Like, it was so unreal. But I have found ways to get out of it, and I am in a really good place right now. Like, when things, because the thing is, like, you feel like when you go through a series of things that happen, and mind you, some people might go through series of things and they never fall into that place. That wasn't the case for me, and I'm very, very honest about that. I literally felt like I'm so tired of things not working out. Like, why am I here? I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I don't want to, and like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't, like, I had no purpose. Like, everything just to me felt like there's no point,
Right.
you know? And now I'm in a whole different place because there's so much to do. There's so much for us to do. And I mean, while we're here, that decision's not going to be up to me,
Right.
you know? That decision's not going to be up to me. We're here as long as we're here, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's 50 years, 80 years, whatever the situation is. But while we're here, we got to live it up.
Live it up.
Live it up.
Yeah.
Be happy.
And if you're not going through depression, but you are going through anxiety, because I remember I was in a place, I didn't hit depression, but I did hit anxiety for the first time. And there's this pressure that goes on in your body, and your hormones start to change. You might gain weight, which could eventually get you to that position. But anxiety is as real as depression and everything else that comes with that.
Oh, they're besties. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. And sometimes, I want to say, if I hadn't healed, I wouldn't allow myself to be happy. Like, sometimes not healing blocks you from feeling certain emotions like love, joy, abundance, happiness. And then where do you go from there? How can you then create the life you want, right? Like, I know I couldn't have created where I'm at, everything I've done for myself, the life I'm living, had I not healed, because there was a version of Nancy that did not think of herself valuable enough or worthy enough to have it all, you know? And now so many things are falling into place. My auditions keep getting better. My friendships keep getting stronger, you
Your
know?
love life is getting better.
And so everything keeps getting better all around. And I don't think that wouldn't have happened without the work on myself. So we encourage you to do that work. Send us a DM. Ask us any questions you may have when it comes to this, because as you can see, you have both coins here.
Yeah.
You know,
we're not professionals. We're not experts. We're not therapists. We're not psychiatrists. We're none of that. But we have life experiences, and if our experience can help you get to the other side, or if our experience can help you shift the perspective, because that's really all it is having that perspective change is really what makes a difference. But sometimes it's just so hard. It's really hard, and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And people, like, I had so many people around me that kept saying, you're this amazing person, you're this, you're that. And they weren't telling me that in a way of like, how do you not see it, right? It's more so like, they're just like, dude, you're such an amazing person. Like, you make us like feel better. Like, I have friends that I reach out to like randomly, like, hey, how are you doing, whatever, or just like random text people like, I hope you have an amazing week this week. I just like doing that. And then people are, I think for a lot of people it was a surprise to know, like, the people that got to see like that, how deep in my depression I was. I think it was a surprise to them to be like, wow, I didn't understand how somebody that is so positive, so outgoing, so supportive, so loving cannot feel that way about themselves.
Okay, so let me ask you, how do you think how do you think, when do you think you realized you were at that place and you needed to do something about it?
When did I realize I was
like, what made you realize? Like, was it because you weren't going out, or what about the whole process made you stop and be like, "Whoa, I need to handle
I
this.
need to
This
do
needs to be
this.
taken care of."
Suicidal ideology.
Okay.
Like the moment that you start, like, this is like a trigger, but the moment that you start doing research on what is the best way, because one of my fears was like, what if I attempt and I'm not successful at it? And then you're left with that. So the moment I caught myself doing research on that was when I was like, oh, bitch, you in trouble.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do something about it, the next thing can set you off. And when we start thinking about what started happening here in LA a couple of months ago, that would have been it for me. Mm-hmm. But I was already in a better state, mm-hmm. Even though, and a lot of people don't know this, when we did our photo shoot.
Yeah, those first pictures we posted
that everybody loved, and people would message me like, they didn't know what it was about, but they saw these pictures that I posted, and that is why I posted that. That's why I made that post with all those pictures, because I need that reminder, right? You guys don't even know. I was severely depressed when we had that photo shoot. I was very uncomfortable in my body. I was very uncomfortable in my mind. Like, I was just severely depressed, because it was when the stuff started happening here in LA, and it was very hard, very, very hard for me, not only for myself, but for people that are close to me as well. And I was like, no, like, damn well, if you go down if you spiral down, you're not coming back up. Mm-hmm. The chances of me coming back from that I don't know if they exist, to be honest, Mm-hmm. So what did I do to change that around? I started to reach out to the people that I knew that were going through it as well, and say, how can I help you? Because I know at the end of the day, I am in a better position, mm-hmm. and I'm not at risk. So how can I help you? Talk to me. I have someone like, and my friends and people around me that struggle with that, whether it's personally or their family members, if they know someone. I said, what do we need to do? Do we need to have some training sessions, especially for us? We have parents, or our friends may have parents, mm-hmm. that are at risk very much because of the line of work that they do, or because they don't drive and they're in public transportation. So many of our friends' parents maybe are at a bigger risk than other people. And so I said, if we need to sit them down and train them on how to confront the situation, like, we can't change what's happening.
Right.
We can't change it. We can't control it. People can fight it as much as we can, or as possible. It's just not gonna stop it, because this is a bigger issue. It's a bigger monster. But what we can do and what we have control over is how we react when we come across it. And even if you're not somebody that's not at risk, even if you're a citizen or somebody with any type of status, coming across what's happening and seeing it with your own eyes is gonna be tough.
Man, honestly,
I don't want to see it.
No one was safe.
Nobody was safe.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if you were a certain color, a certain ethnicity, you were going down.
Yeah.
Your last name.
So that's what we say. Like, you gotta shift the perspective on things and turn the things upside down. So for me, in that moment, it's like, I have a choice. I can spiral down into depression once again, or I can use everything that I've learned, all my experiences, and saying, how can I help, and how can I make sure that other people feel confident if they find themselves in that situation? Mm-hmm. Because I am fortunate enough that I have a lot of knowledge, and I have a lot of practice experience when it comes to that issue. And so for me, I'm like, what I will be doing a disservice to myself and my community if I don't do some. So we sharing our resources, and also, role playing. Mm-hmm. Role playing. You know, if I gotta be the bad person, because this is something that we do in activism when we're preparing people to go out to the streets to either if you're gonna talk to politicians or you're gonna talk whatever it is that you need to talk to someone to make your point across. We do a lot of role playing. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So doing that as well, you know. So that for me, so to answer your question, like for me, what I was like, okay, I gotta do something about that is like thinking that I was getting closer and closer to an attempt. And I also remember like just kind of like seeing my mom's face and thinking like I can't do that to my mom. I can't do that to my mom. She's such an amazing mom and like she's dedicated her whole entire life to take care of us. So I am not gonna be the one to break her heart. I'm not doing that for mama. But no, and it's just like a whole different ballgame, you know. Yeah. It's a whole different ballgame. Fortunately, and but with the grace of God, I am in a whole different place right now.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
So if you're over there on the other side, we have an ear for you. We know numbers. We're going to actually post a little resource info on there at the end of this podcast. So if you know anyone that may need that or you may need that yourself, look at it.
Yeah.
Make that phone call.
Yeah. And also there's a lot of like stigma around it because sometimes people say like people just want attention.
Okay, that part. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but that was the last part of myself that I wanted anybody to know. Like, I don't want anybody to know that I actually had those thoughts. But if I sit with them, then the monster is there.
And it only gets bigger. That voice in your head keeps getting bigger and bigger. So, yes, you got to acknowledge it. That's the first step. And the second step is speaking up.
Yeah.
And if you really are embarrassed or feel shame for it and you don't want to talk to someone you know, because sometimes you don't want to talk to the people we know because they're going to, I know I would have felt
they're going to judge.
Yeah, I'm being judged.
Or you want attention.
Or you want attention. Like, especially if you're someone like me that they call you dramatica, you know what I'm saying? Like, that feeling can come up. So, talk to an anonymous person. Somebody you don't know.
There's numbers that you can reach out to talk to people. But if it's not you, but you know, like you know someone that maybe is in that position, just being a good friend and showing people, like you don't have to remind people how amazing they are because like we know it. I've always known I'm amazing, but it's not so much that you don't have that love for yourself. It's more so like you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's exhausting. It's more so like you're just tired. You know, you're tired and you're living like being tired and you're like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just show up for people whenever you can, you know, in the best way that you can. Yeah. I had a friend, she's my bestie from high school. Well, I have a lot of besties, you know. I have a lot of besties.
We got a lot of baddies out here.
Yeah. And I, like, when I say bestie, I mean, like, someone that I'm really close with because she was like a best friend to me in high school, and I've had like different type of best friends, but then there's the best friends, you know, the sisters, and you guys know who you are,
the chosen sisters.
The sisters. But I see her as a sister, even though like since high school we haven't really we don't really socialize like we're not in each other's lives. I would say that. And it's interesting enough. Like the last couple of years, we've like reached out to each other a lot more. And she actually came to my birthday party. She knows who she is because I'm about to give her another shout out. One of the times, I think I have posted something on either Instagram or TikTok or something like that, and she messaged me and she's like, because she does nails.
Okay.
She does nails. Yeah, she does nails, and she was like, come anytime, like come over and like just if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here, and you know you'll get a free set out of it. So she did my nails one time and we had a little session, and I think like for her it's like I find so much comfort in like talking to you. So if I can do anything for you, like, let's do it. So it was so interesting because I came over to her house so she could do my nails, and I came out of there with a Ziploc bag full of that green stuff.
Oh.
Okay. and a plant in my nails. She literally was like, like when you go to your parents' house or like a family member house and like they're trying to give you everything.
Yeah.
Like it was like that. So shout out to you, homegirl. I love that. And then for my birthday, she also did my nails.
She said, "I know what you like."
Yeah, she did my nails. But the thing is, like my nails my regular nails, they grow really long. Yeah. So the nail techs love that. Oh, they love that.
Yeah, we have that in common.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't have them done.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to do our nails, there's a lot to work. Show them what you got. We want our nails done. Okay.
Yeah. We were taking a break. I know I was taking a break.
Yeah,
because
gel. We've been busy. It's time consuming to do all these things like getting your nails done, getting your toes done. Some girls do the lashes. Some girls dye their hair. I honestly, the only thing that I'm committed to at this point is my toes.
Same.
That's all. Because I can't.
This moment, that's all I got.
It's a lot of time.
It is. Being a woman is a full package.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, some may call me high maintenance, call you high maintenance. And guess what?
But are we high maintenance or you just can't keep up?
This is what I say. And I don't know if I said it before. I was watching a TikTok or a reel, and a man said this. He said, if you want to call a woman a gold digger, just know every woman is gonna need something from you. Find one in your price range.
Yeah, data your price, not your price range, but data your tax bracket.
Tax bracket.
Like. I hate this whole nowadays. Not all, because it's not all.
Not all.
But there's a wave of men that are like too focused on being princess. You want to be the princess in a relationship? No, baby. Go find yourself a man and leave us alone. Because a real man wants to take care of a woman. A real man is not gonna be like, "What do you bring to the table?" A real man is not gonna say, "How do I benefit from you?" Mm-hmm. A real man wants to make your dreams come true. Provide, take care of you, protect you. And that's the type of man that we want. So if you have a problem with not having enough or us wanting too much, we're just not for you.
Period.
Yeah.
Because these baddies, we know what we bring.
Yeah. And I've never had that issue.
Me neither. Honestly,
I've never had that issue. I've never had an issue with a man about money because it's like,
it's not even a thought.
Yeah.
So why should I? I remember I was dating, a guy, and he always paid for everything. It was never even a question. And I was talking to a guy friend. It was like, and he was like, "Well, doesn't he get mad that he always has to pay for everything?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
How is that even a thought?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Ew.
And actually, I brought it up to him.
You brought it up to him?
Yeah. I was like, so I have a question for you. Like, are you okay with always picking up the tab? Like, is that a problem? He's like, why are you asking me that? Like, of course, like, that's not even a question. I was like, no, mas. I was just having a conversation with someone. And,
the curious minds.
Yeah. And he's like, what the heck, Nancy? Like, stop. Like, that's not even a question. And he was older than me, like, at the time. And, I mean, he still is, right? But.
So he was a zaddy?
No, he was not a zaddy because he was actually my boyfriend.
But he still was a zaddy, no? Oh, no.
Age-wise, maybe, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Some would call it that. I just call it...
A mí me gustan mayores.
Esos que te llaman señores. Los que te abren la puerta y te mandan flores.
That's all we're going to say. Yeah.
You either step it up or you don't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For every man that's not stepping it up, there's another one willing. So.
Or 3 more after that.
Exactly.
Okay, please.
I was trying to be, discreet, but it's the truth. Like, and this is the thing. Why the hell would I want to be with a man that I have to convince you to do things? I have to convince you that I like even just when you mentioned the flower thing earlier, like I'm not like if I mention it to you, like, hey, I like flowers. And you still don't go out of your way to spend at least $10, $15, $20 in a street vendor and give me a bouquet of flowers. Like, that says a lot more than they understand, And why wouldn't you want to send your girl flowers? So that she can look at them and be like, oh, my baby sent me flowers.
Because every time I see those flowers, I'm going to think of you.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what, too?
Yo quiero mi ramo buchón, they would call it.
Yeah, the ramo buchón.
No pido nada.
Slide some hundreds in there. No, just generally just flowers. You can cut a freaking flower outside and bring it to me, and it's like, it's the thought that counts. It's the process of saying, I want to make my woman smile.
Yeah.
You know, there's this they say that the real power in a man is by the size of a smile sitting next to him.
So if I ain't smiling, you doing
so
something
así
wrong.
como we were, we just had our, like, we sang this song right now, like, yes, we want flowers, and I want you to open the doors.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I if I'm out with someone and they don't open my doors, I will bring it up. And I'm not gonna take it too hard if you don't do it, but I am gonna bring it up, and I will say, like, hey, like, a gentleman is supposed to open the door, and I would appreciate that.
Listen,
you know?
I've been independent for way too long. Not just independent, but hyper independent. Mm-hmm. So if I can't feel like a taken care of woman, princess, what do I need you for?
Oh yeah, I think, like,
for
me that's like a big thing when you're with a man and you feel like you don't have to use your brain.
Oh, like I just
they just like, you're literally just a baby, and they're like, take care of you.
You can't mimarme, and if you don't know, do you know what that word means?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Si no me puedes mimar, tratar así como bebé, get out of here.
And I say that because I am like that in relationships. I am, like, to me, I'm your biggest fan. I want to take care of, like, you come to my place, you're my man, and you come to my place, baby, whatever you want. Me on a silver platter, I'm right here.
Ya tú sabes. Yeah. 7-course meal.
So I like to take care of my man the same way I want my man to take care of me. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. 100%.
So give me flowers, open up the doors, walk on the, and I even have male friends that do that, because
oh yeah, absolutely.
Just because somebody is not your girl doesn't mean that you stop being a gentleman. Like, I have male friends, like, if I'm walking with them, they'll be like, oh, like, they'll move me to, like, move to this side of the road.
If you don't know what that is, it's a Latin thing. I don't know if it's just
I don't know,
Latin
to be
thing.
honest.
But it's like the girl never walks on the edge of the street.
Well, actually, I don't think it's a Latin thing because, Yeah.
Well, anyway, so it's a thing. And if for any reason you don't know what that is, it's la mujer nunca camina. She never walks on the
outside.
On, like, the outside edge of the street, like on the actual sidewalk.
You're not exposed,
Yeah. It's like, I think the background comes from she's available. She's for, like, sale.
We're going to have to do research on that, and we're going to talk about it when we talk about our episode about dating.
Who's ready for that?
Mm-hmm.
For the triangle chisme. and others. Amongst other stuff. Ese va a estar juicy, very, like...
Should that be our next episode?
You guys.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments if the next episode you guys want us to get down to the dating and chisme part of our life.
Yeah.
Like, should we just get that out the way?
Because we've kept it kind of wholesome right now. I feel like,
Yeah. Well, we're getting our feet wet. We're testing the waters. We're keeping it, PG. But
are we?
But at some point we might even, have a little toy section.
Well,
we
women.
What does the public want to know? What do you guys want to see? Tell us, because we will do it.
We're an open book.
We are an open book.
At this point, nothing's for closed doors.
Yeah, which brings me back to my point. If we're getting back to our healing part.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've been discussing with my therapist, because I've had to, because of the podcast and because, I'm thinking about all these other ways that I want to create. Yeah. There's parts of ourselves that we've kept to ourselves. There's things about me that nobody knows. As I'm sure there's parts about you that nobody knows. Like, you are an open person. I'm an open person. We have friends that we tell them, I have friends that know a lot of things about me. I even had I have a friend that we got into some adult activities.
Okay.
Together.
Ooh.
A story for another time. But that's what I'm saying. I have these relationships with people that know a lot about me that just the general public doesn't know, right? And then there's also parts of myself that nobody knows.
Okay.
And so in working on this podcast and figuring out how much we open up that door, how much we open up that book, are you struggling with what parts of yourself do you expose? There's parts of yourself that people know. But what about those parts that nobody knows? Is there a struggle with that?
So let's see. I think I'm at a point where what you see is kind of what you get. There's maybe one thing that I really haven't talked about much, and that's more to my family than anything. Um, but for the most part, like I said in the other episode, I'm a person now that I don't like to keep, I wouldn't say secrets, but too many things hidden. Because I went like that my whole life, right?
Yeah.
Through childhood traumas. And so now I'm at a point where even when I date someone, I'm very upfront with certain things, which you know what that is. And I don't carry any shame anymore. You know, I go, look, this is what I've done. This is what I've liked in the past. This is what I did, how I did it.
It's tough.
Are you cool with that? And I've gotten, when we get to that episode and we talk about it, I've gotten some reactions where I was like, oh, like it made me feel some kind of way, you know? And then I've gotten other reactions where they're like, oh, okay, you know?
Yeah.
So I've gotten a mix. Now, have I been open about that with my family? Not really. So maybe that's the only side of me that not everybody, I mean, no, for the most part, my close friends know, but I don't always talk about it. Not the first thing I bring up. But I was talking with a group of friends and that topic came up. And I was like, oh, yeah, da-da-da-da. And they're like, what? You? And I was like, yeah. And I think it's just because of the way I am. I do come off a little conservative. If you just meet me.
Kind of that word is kind of triggering for me.
Oh, it is.
Conservative.
Oh.
You are a little Santa sometimes.
Yeah. Una Santa mala. No, but you know, I do come off like I have a little bit of like a wall. Like you can't really touch me.
Wall is also triggering for me.
Ay, Dios mío, this one. Aren't you healing for that reason? I know this one. But
okay.
Anyways, so I do come off a little like that, like standoffish. Straight up, you know? And then once you get to know me, I'm not. I'm really not. But I do have that protection as kind of like a survival mechanism from just past experiences, you know, just life. Just life. But I want to say once I open that door, no tanto. I try my best to be very transparent.
But those parts of yourself that are maybe like only for yourself right now, or up until this point, or even just like a small circle of people, are you ready to like put it out on a public platform where somebody that doesn't even know you is gonna know these things about you?
That's true.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it does make me feel a little like
uneasy.
A little ooh, yeah. But I think when the time is right. I mean,
and I think also sometimes that when we sit here and we start talking, like we do give ourselves the freedom to open up as much as we're comfortable with in the moment. Because sometimes we've said things that we're like, oh, actually, let's cut that out.
Yeah, we have. We're like,
we're not ready. We're not ready to do that. But yeah, I think like for me, I wouldn't say like I'm struggling with it, but I'm figuring out what feeling is bringing. And for me, shame and guilt is something that I'm working on right now. And there are parts of myself that I feel that I am not necessarily ready for anyone to know. Especially when I think of like my previous relationship, there's aspects of that relationship that only that person and myself know, and that I don't necessarily feel like I want to open up that much, you know?
And that's valid. That's why she's going to therapy.
Yeah.
Well,
also because I feel like it's heavy, because I do think that it's something that a lot of people struggle with in relationships. And I would want to have my experience be something that allows another person to get out of that. But I have to work through that first, because I do have a lot of shame and a lot of guilt about certain things. And so it would be a disservice to me right now, it would be a disservice to myself and to the public to share those things because it would be more so like gossip rather than a curated experience to help other people navigate. And then there's parts of myself that only like my close circle knows. And yeah, those are the things that I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna let it out because those parts, because those parts of myself, I do feel like, specifically like one thing, I'm like, wow, like it feels weird, like you're announcing it. I don't know, like I don't know if you can relate to this. Like at least for me, when I talk about one of the biggest challenges that I've had to overcome, it's almost like it feels kind of weird because it feels like you're announcing things about your life that is like it's nobody's business, right?
And also, we're just here, right? And we're like talking to you guys. Yeah. But we don't really know who's on the other side.
Right, we don't know who's watching.
Like, we really don't know.
So tell us that you're watching. Leave us a comment and tell us that you're watching so we know.
Are you liking this?
Yeah.
Like, and obviously, like we said, we're talking from our experience.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like Latinas, in general, in our culture, we're brought up with a lot of shame. Like, cover your body. There's that Madonna whore complex. Like, in the streets, you have to be Miss Perfecta. And then if you go back to traditional old school, like, women were not allowed to even be like that in the bedroom, Like, it's that shame.
Well, sex was not for pleasure. It was only to have children.
It was taboo, too, to
a woman's role in the bedroom was solely to create life.
Mm-hmm. And the only one allowed to have that pleasure was the man.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of them don't know what to do. Fortunately for us, that's not our problem.
And that's not our generation.
we found people that know what to do.
We've lived a good experience in life.
Yeah. Well, right now that you mentioned that, it reminded me something that I've also has come up in my therapy recently, and I was talking to my sister about it because we're having to dig deep into where these feelings started to.
What's the root?
What's the root? Where is it coming from? And I came to like a place that I'm like, I don't know. I don't like. We're digging and it's like this is as far back as I can recall feeling it. I don't know what created it. Yeah. And so my therapist said, there's also ancestral trauma. So women in your life carry this trauma, and you are now in a position where you can explore it, you can heal. And it made me think, and it made me really emotional too, because if you think about it, how many other women before you in your family and your bloodline have been in the position to create the life that they wanted to live?
Oh yeah, no, I know I do this work as an artist, and I feel like I'm the chosen one for my lineage of women, because I know they didn't have this. Not even my mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, she comes from a pueblo in Mexico, and if you know pueblos, dude, they're small towns. And
everybody knows everybody. Yeah.
Pues dicen en español, pueblo chico, infierno grande, because everybody knows you.
I don't know the pueblo life, and I don't mean that like I want to know the pueblo life. Like if I go back over there, I'm moving to a pueblo. I'm living in a pueblo. Like I want everybody to know about me. But
well, everybody just knows each other.
Yeah,
it's a very, very tiny population.
I visited, but my family doesn't come from pueblos.
Oh, okay.
They're from like the city. But so I don't know that, but I know that is a whole different ballgame. Yeah, especially for women. It's a whole different ballgame because it's almost like there's really no way out but to get married.
And someone recently told me, because I was talking to them about relationships, she's an older woman that I look up to, and she said, Nancy, like, when it comes to dating, remember, the way society is built, a man will walk away from the relationship and he won't be touched by his past or by the women he's been with. You'll just be another one of the women he's been with. But you as a woman, oh, mira, ahí va, la que estuvo con, And it's like, and it just dawned on me, and I was like, wow, it sucks, but sometimes that is the reality of it.
You know what?
And yes, you're a baddie and you don't care about that, but just know that you're not alone. And if you want to do what you want to do with your body, you are welcome to do whatever you want. And those conversations are going to come up and those conversations will be said to you like they were said to me. I'm grateful I'm in a place where I've done so much work on myself that I go, I hear you, I see where you're coming from, yet it's not going to change what I want to do. And if it doesn't work out, too bad.
Yeah.
You know, I know what I gave, and I know that I'm still 100% myself.
Right.
And whether that person stays or leaves in my life, it doesn't take away and it doesn't add from who I am. I'm still me. Yeah, and slowly we're changing those society,
we're
rules.
breaking these cycles that are not only in our family bloodline, but specifically the women in our lives. Because I mean, yeah, when I had that conversation with my therapist, and then when I talked to my sister about it, I was like, wow, like my mom really walked so that I can run.
Honestly.
Like my mom really was, because it takes one person, and in my mom's family, she was that person that said, I want different for my children, and I want my daughters to live the lives that they want to live. It hasn't been easy for her because, of course, she also has all of this history behind her of like
limiting beliefs,
what things could be. And so, yeah, for some time, my mom was like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? Why do you want to live on your own? Why do you want to do this? Why do you like to go party? Like before, when I used to go partying a lot, and I would like, sometimes I would be coming home in the morning and my mom was in the kitchen getting ready to go to work. And it was like, and of course, your parents are like, ¿Qué chingados andabas haciendo toda la noche? ¿Con quién? You know?
Date a respetar.
Whether it was that or whatever, but it's a different lifestyle that we've chosen for ourselves that our moms had, and I know that it's been difficult for them, but oh my God, I'm so grateful that they've allowed us to be that.
And they say, from what some research I've read and stuff, that we are already in our mom's stomach, while they're inside.
No, our cells
already inside our. So we're inside our moms, and our moms are inside our grandmas when they're pregnant of our moms. So imagine, not only did we feel what our mom was feeling, we felt what our grandma was feeling. So whatever my grandma went through, whatever your grandma went through, we were feeling that. We were experiencing that. Yeah. We were already hearing that somewhere in our cells, in our DNA, that's already embedded in there. And it's deep, deep rooted in. And so, why are we the chosen ones? Because God loves us.
Because we're baddie and we're blessed.
And that's where we're coming
to. The chosen.
Bless you because you're a baddie too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, healing is not linear. Healing is not perfect. And y van a decir, ¿cómo chingan edad con the healing and the healing and the healing here and healing there and all of that? But, oh my God, it just feels so good to be like on the other side.
And if you don't know where to start, send us a DM. Like I said, we can send you resources. We can send you places. I have places that I love to go to where I've gotten a lot of healing. My therapist. I have friends that are therapists themselves. Shout out to all my therapists.
Oh, friends. Girl, me too. Me too. And I'd be like, can I call you? And they already know that I need them to help me. Before I went back to therapists, I have two friends that are therapists, that I love them so much. Yeah. But I would say like, hey, can I talk to you about this? And I'm so grateful for them because they help me process different things. Yeah. So with my two friends that I have that have help me process some things, we have to use our resources.
Yeah. I have to say, I have one therapist friend. Big shout out to my girlie. You know who you are. Howdy. I was going through my breakup, and she was a huge, huge part in my healing because she was the one that was like, girl, you gotta go to a therapist. Like, that's it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go when I'm gonna go.
Wait, was that the first time you actually went to therapy?
Yeah, that was 5 years ago. Yeah, when I went through that breakup. And girl, I mean, she doesn't live in the States anymore. She moved out, and so she's somewhere else. That's how she's gonna know who she is. And
shout out to you.
Yeah, she would take me on walks at night at the beach. I would call her because I was going through it, and I'd be like, "Can we go for a walk?" And she already knew I was gonna cry. I was gonna just be like, "Can we just go for a walk?" And she would go on these walks
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear up because it was just such a big part of my healing journey, and I actually had a breakup with this friend. So
You guys broke up with a friend?
her and I ended up breaking up. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not even ready to talk about friendship breakups, dude.
But we made up anyways.
Okay, that's
so
good.
now I'm talking to her again, but we'll talk about that episode.
We're gonna talk about friendship breakups because
another day, because I want to say like friendship breakups are worse than a breakup with a guy.
110%.
And with that being said, thank you to all of our therapist friends that have been there for us that are non that. And we are in September. It is Suicide Awareness Month, and we are here for that.
So we want to make sure that you guys remember that September is Suicide Awareness Prevention Month, but it doesn't have to be September for you to show kindness for another person. So that is the message today. Be kind, even to a random stranger. It's also going to make you feel better. So a random act of kindness can turn things around for a person, and just have that in mind.
Yes. Continue to turn on your notifications so you don't miss an episode of ours.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Don't just watch our shit, okay? Subscribe, like, and comment, please.
And send it to another baddie.
Yeah, send this video to a baddie friend.
That's right. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, baddies.